Alright, I'm going to do a quick little video on various different eggs. So front and center, looking at a clutch of eggs. This is a female water monitor's clutch. She's a very small female, and I just want to go over what I don't like about it. So quite clearly you have this misshapen dud. So this is basically a non-viable, infertile slug. So there is no purpose to trying to incubate that. Same thing here. Then we go on to ones that are a little bit trickier. So we get this one. I want to note, this female did nest, so she mounded up, big mound, she buried them deep, she covered them up, so everything looks good. Sometimes when females have bad clutches, they'll scatter their eggs around and lay them over a period of a few days, knowing that it's not worthwhile trying to bury them. Well, in this case, so we got this egg, and this egg looks pretty good in some ways. Then I turn it, and I get this misshapen area. You can see against my finger. See that little divot? So we have a very odd looking egg. So if I were to candle that, and generally with water monitor eggs or just monitor eggs in general, they take so long to incubate and hatch. When they're laid, often there's almost no blood vessels to even be noted when you're candling, so sometimes you're going to incubate for about 10 days or so and you'll start seeing blood vessels. So then I start looking at this one. Well, this one doesn't look so good. A lot of times bad eggs, a lot of the material that they laid in will stick to it. Another thing too, you'll note, they'll get like this crack. So if I push my finger right here, I can feel all of a sudden it's cracking. So like it's a leathery, they're naturally leathery egg, but you just feel like little Michael, crink, 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 as it's cracking. And this is probably the best looking one of them all, but I'm also seeing a irregular area right here. It's not perfectly shaped. Okay, so let's compare it. Actually, in this case, we're going to look at a Gila monster egg. So that's a Gila monster egg. Very consistent shape. Material is not sticking to it, so this is a good viable egg. So we have embryonic development there. If I go over, let's go look at this. If I go to this egg, this is a water monitor egg. This was laid June 16th, and this is a small clutch. They come out almost this big, but now this egg is full way into incubation. They'll start taking on water from the container as they grow, so they'll really kind of plump out. So if you look at this, let's say in respect to a Gila monster egg, you see that that's rounder, where the Gila monster is just kind of a little narrow. So here's a recently laid bad water monitor egg, and you can see that misshapen area. So if I were to candle this egg right here, we would start noticing blood vessels, but we'll do another video on that because it's very, very light in here. And finally, let's look at these are dwarf caiman eggs. These are different than Varanus eggs, so monitor eggs and such. They're not leathery at all. Hopefully you can hear that. It's almost as if these were made out of like a rough porcelain or styrofoam. They're very, very porous. If I do that with a monitor egg, if I just get rid of the material, they're smooth and flexible. And a dwarf caiman egg, it really feels like it would break quite easily. So very different eggs. We'll look at one more egg in this video. Let's look at here's some rhino iguana eggs. So this, super round. Look at that, almost like a chicken egg. Once again, that's flexible, and these really plump out. And often with the case of incubation, we often get the bad egg. So this egg is clearly bad, and that's what happens as it dries up. But in this bin there's a couple good rhino iguana eggs. Alright, so hopefully this adds a little bit of info for people that are getting eggs and they want to, you know, discern what's good, what's bad, and maybe we'll do a candling video. Love your urban dinosaurs.